Oh, it's you're great.
Great. I'm so hot.
The line is all the way back into the women's room.
I know it's all
You good? Perfect. All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a recording device up front for the purposes of taking minutes, and we are also streaming this meeting online. We did have an executive session prior to this meeting where we discussed real estate, legal, and personnel matters. I'll go ahead with the approval of minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting on July 8th, 2025.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Supervisor Darahanesian and seconded by Supervisor Iacono. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Prior to the treasurer's report, we're going to adjust the agenda a little bit. We're going to take some of those appointments from public safety, from police, move that up, as well as under new business, our recognition for the Eagle Scout.
Okay, so I would like to make a motion to ratify the employment of Andrew Nemoli as a Bethel Township Police Officer at a rate of $28 per hour, subject to a 1-year probation period.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Supervisor Darahanesian and seconded by Supervisor Iacono. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
If I keep going, is he here? Won't come back. Yeah.
Do you want to do all the swearing ins?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
And then-
Do one at a time or go all together?
Let's do all this part and then
Yeah.
we'll do them all, if that's okay.
I would like to make a motion to appoint, for the appointment of Police Corporal Micheline Conti at a rate of $28.50 per hour.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Supervisor Darahanesian and seconded by Supervisor Iacono. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
And then I would like to make another motion for the appointment of Police Corporal William Carnes at a rate of $28.50 per hour.
I will second that motion.
Motion made by Supervisor Darahanesian and seconded by Supervisor Iacono. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
All right.
Yep.
Chief. This part, the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, one at a
time.
Is actually gonna stand. I do not place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand for me. Repeat after me. I, Andrew Nemoli,
I, Andrew Lee,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
I will discharge the duties of my office
I will discharge the duties of my office
as Bethel Township Police Officer
as Bethel Township Police Officer
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. You're gonna hold that. Your mom's gonna put her left hand
Just
on
keep
the
backing
Bible
up.
right now. Repeat after me. I, Micheline Conti,
I, Micheline Conti,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
I will discharge the duties of my office
I will discharge the duties of my office
as Bethel Township Corporal
as Bethel Township Corporal
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. You ready? Nice to see you. You're going to place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. I, William Cairns,
I, William Cairns,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
I will discharge the duties of my office
I will discharge the duties of my office
as Bethel Township Corporal
as Bethel Township Corporal
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I think we're gonna call all you guys up. Yep. Please.
Thank you. Absolutely.
I'll stand.
Can we squeeze in a little bit? Over this way, away from the table there. If possible. I want to reach over top here. 1, 2, 3, a little higher. 1, 2, 3. And a little portrait. Good.
Oh, Chief. Did they all sign?
Now.
That's important. Mhm. Okay, while they're signing those documents, we're gonna go, again, look at new business. I'm sorry, item B. Yeah, I'll give you a second. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's just give this one more minute to clear out.
Should I read it first or do the motion first?
Do the motion first,
Yeah.
please.
All right, I'm going for it. I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-29, honoring the Eagle Scout achievement of Sahan Gajabelli. And Resolution 2025-29, resolution of Bethel Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, honoring the Eagle Scout achievement of Sahan Gajabelli. Whereas Bethel Township takes pride in its sense of community and citizen involvement. Whereas the vision of the Boy Scouts of America is to prepare every eligible youth to become responsible, participating citizens and leaders who are guided by the Scout oath and law. Whereas the Boy Scouts of America encourage Eagle Scout candidates to complete worthy projects to improve their neighborhoods, their community, and the region. Whereas Sahan's Eagle Scout project involved the design, construction, and installation of new racks to store 72 pairs of shoes at the Mahalakshmi Hindu Temple in Hockhessin, Delaware, where congregants must remove their shoes before entering the temple. Whereas as recognition for his hard work, Sahan has achieved the rank of Eagle Scout, the highest award a scout can achieve, with only about 2% of scouts progressing all the way to Eagle. Whereas Sahan has grown into a well-respected young man and an example of the volunteerism and sense of community that makes Bethel Township a great place to live. Now therefore be resolved that the Bethel Township Board of Supervisors hereby recognizes and honors Sahan Gajavelli for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout.
Just point of order. So we have a motion on the table. Is there a second?
Oh, yeah.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Supervisor Derhinessian and seconded by Supervisor D'Agostino. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. All right.
Good try. In the middle. There we go.
We're trying. We're good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And top. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we'll now go back to the agenda as written. So we will move into the treasurer's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to take a look at my report. Just a couple items to note. We continue to be a very strong cash position. Under 1B, the township cash as of 7/31/25 is up over $1 million where we were comparative to last year. A lot of that has to do our general fund, our operating fund is $273,000 over where we were last year this time. The MS fund, because of that special assessment, is up $527,000, and our grant account is up $180,000. That's money that we're going to be spending. That's $980,000 of the increase. As I said, the general fund is extremely healthy, continues to be extremely healthy. Our net income for the 7 months was $246,000. We did anticipated a loss, so we're over $700,000 to where we thought we would be at this time. Our income we're right on as far as our income is concerned. We're just over budget by a little over $8,000, and but our expenses were significantly under expenses. On the expense side, we're over $700,000 under where we had thought we'd be. As you know, there are 2 grants that we anticipate spending in the very near future. Our Pennsylvania, our PennDOT Green Light Go is $246,000 we anticipate spending, and our DCNR grant of $166,000. So that's over well over $400,000 of that variance. So that's going to be spent in the near future. Our real estate tax is extremely healthy. We're $45,000 over budget. That could catch up by the end of the year, since we'll be spending that down. And our real estate transfer tax is over $81,000 and higher than what we had budgeted, which signals strong market value here in the township. And our real estate taxes are very, very similar to last year. Actually, the finances are almost identical to last month.
So
On
that
the,
last month, you're saying?
To last
Okay.
month. Yeah, our variances have remained very, very consistent with the prior month. Jumping into the trash fund, so to speak, Our net income for the 7 months was $645,000. We budgeted $540, so we're $104,000, which is basic, really almost identical to last month. So we're holding strong there, which is important because as you know, we need to have a cushion until our bills go out, excuse me, in March of next year. So we got to get to March of 26. So with that, I conclude my report.
Any questions for Mr. Bars from the board? Thank you,
You're
Peter.
welcome.
Appreciate it. On to taxes. During the month of July, there were 4 invoices collected for 2025 taxes. Total tax collected for July was $3,513.12, and that was remitted to the township in 1 installment on August 7th, 2025. As of July 31st, 2025, 3,421 tax bills were collected out of 3,577 for 95.64% submitted. With respect to the tax report itself, Mr. Plash, is there anything else to add?
No, just all the action is on the school side right now, and I do have in-person collection hours the end of this month here and also at Foxfield and Belmont.
No. Thank you, Mr. Plash.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Madron pointed out to me I had skipped item A under treasurer's report. So thank you for notifying me. I'd like to make a motion to accept the treasurer's report, pay all bills and release all relevant escrows.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Supervisor Derhinessian. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. The second item I have under taxes is Resolution 2025. And it reads as follows. A resolution of Bethel Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, authorizing the destruction of certain documents in accordance with Pennsylvania Municipal Records Manual. Whereas by virtue of resolution number 2019-6 adopted February 12th of 2019, Bethel Township declared its intent to follow the schedules and procedures for the disposition of records as set forth in the Municipal Records Manual approved December 16th, 2008. So this is motion authorizing the destruction of 1 box of tax bills returned with payments along with batch reports summarizing payments from calendar years 2016 through 2028.
2018.
I'm sorry, 2018. Thank you.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Supervisor Derhinessian. Any discussion from the board? Mr. Plash, anything else to add about that?
No, it's just trash.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. On to public safety.
Chief McCarthy.
Chairman, members of
Evening.
the board. Good evening, everyone. During the month of July 2025, the police department had 907 calls for service. They're broken down into 46 medical emergencies, 1 burglary, 21 alarms, 71 traffic stops resulting in 56 citations, 6 domestics, 18 crashes, 7 thefts, 2 fraud investigations, 5 other criminal investigations, 428 building and development checks, 11 vacation home checks, 11 suspicious persons and vehicles, and there were 2 municipal ordinance violations, as well as 222 miscellaneous calls. The Garnet Valley School District schools open on August 25th. Obviously, we would like all motorists to be aware and be very vigilant for buses, pedestrians, and others in the school zone on Falk Road and throughout our neighborhoods in the township. Obviously, we will be monitoring everyone's speed through the restricted areas of the school district during the time that the school lights are on. 2 other things that I just want to very briefly touch on. There's a couple of new scams that are floating around that I've learned of. One is the Pico scam, where you will receive a notice that actually looks like a very legitimate notice that your electric and or your gas will be shut off on such and such a date and to call a certain number. Well, the notice is fake and the number is fake. It is not Pico, but if you grab your regular Pico bill and look at the phone number on there and call them, they will probably tell you that, no, your service is fine. We're not shutting anything off. but there have been a couple, it seems, I know there's been one or two within the township, but there have been, it seems like our surrounding areas are getting hit a little bit more. The second one that I actually just learned of today is a jury duty scam. You will receive a phone call. And it will come up, Delco Sheriffs. And when you answer the phone, they will tell you that, hey, you missed jury duty. There's a $5,000 fine for missing jury duty. So go out and buy us Bitcoin. And you, when you get the card from the Bitcoin machine, you can call me back at this number and read me the numbers. There was unfortunately a couple up in, and I forget where it was now, not too far from here, just outside of the other side of, it was in Chester County, just the other side of Thornbury. $30,000 that cost them for not showing up at court. And they never even received a court notice. So just because something says on your phone that it's Delco Sheriffs, call the Sheriff's Department. You know, call us. Dial 911. We'll send an officer over. We can call the Sheriff's Department for you and tell you that it is not a real claim. And please do not spend $30,000. Dial 911. It's probably free from any phone you dial it from. Obviously, as the last thing, obviously, we want you to be situationally aware. You know, the more and more, you know, we see things, schools starting up, the days are going to start getting a little bit shorter, little by little. So it's going to be night, you know, lock your doors, lock your cars. If you see something, say something, please. Police are out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We will respond to any type of call. And even if you don't think, I don't want to bother them, it's 2 in.the morning, they're probably busy. I can guarantee you we are not. We are not too busy to come and respond to a call. So please dial 911. That's all I have.
I understand you were awarded a grant. You want to speak to that a little bit?
We were. I wasn't going to bring it up till next month because
Oh,
they
sorry.
just shipped the stuff today.
Ooh,
I was hoping
sorry.
they shipped it last week, but the police
We can talk
department
about it.
applied for and received a $2,000 safety grant from an organization called Vestacop. They are rooted right here in Delaware County, and they supplied any department that applied for it in Delaware County with a maximum of $2,000 grant for any type of safety equipment. What the police department has purchased is called stop sticks. And I hope that they will, since they shipped yesterday, I hope they will be here by the next meeting. And I will bring them in and show everybody what they are. But a very brief explanation is it's a 9-foot long, basically a styrofoam triangle that has tire deflating devices inside it. In the event a pursuit is coming up Route 322, coming up Namens Creek Road from Delaware, coming out Falk Road, we can get ahead of this pursuit. We throw these out into the middle of the street, and when the suspect vehicle hits it, it very slowly but safely deflates their tires, which makes it very hard for them to go anything more than 15 or 20 miles an hour. Now, I know you may be thinking, gee, we don't have any pursuits in Bethel, do we? Well, we've had a total of 4 in the past about 45 days. None of them have been initiated by Bethel Township, but they have come through the township. And obviously, you know, it's our goal to kind of safely bring these things to terminate them, to bring them to a close so that none of us get hurt and no innocent people get hurt from any of these chases, as we have seen in the past, unfortunately. So yes, I hope to have them on display next month.
Or at National Night Out.
Or National Night Out if they get here, and they might, they very well might.
There you
That
go.
would be another good thing to bring up there too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very good.
Cool.
Any other questions, Brandon?
Any questions from the board? No, thank you,
Thank you.
Chief.
Thank you.
On to Bethel Hose.
I think we have another motion.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yes. Yep. Oh, yeah. We have.
I am skipping through the agenda. I apologize, Brett.
That's all right.
We got to go back to this motion.
No
I
problem.
apologize.
Good evening, folks. Good evening, board. Calls of service for Bethel Township Hose Company number 1 was 48 for the month of July. To date, we have 327 calls. Bethel Township, we had 16 calls, 2 building fires, 1 gas leak, 1 Pico electric wires, 7 automatic alarms, 3 EMS, and 2 motor vehicle accidents. Mutual aid, we covered with Conkerville for 8, Upper Chichester for 6, Tallyville for 11, Claymont for 5, and Brandywine Hunter for 2. We had 3 training drills for the month. And I also like to remind everybody, being we had these short storms, they were brief, but they were very fierce. Plan having yourself a little bit of like a survival kit. Batteries for your flashlights, for radios, that kind of stuff. Make sure your meds are where you can get a hold of them if you need to evacuate for any type of reason or anything like that. Also, with the flooding we've had, what's the saying? They say, drive around, don't drown. Be aware of that. The roads were quite covered the other, what was it, 2 weeks ago, Friday or Thursday, we had the torrential rain. So be very aware of your areas. We had one major fire in a township. It was a resident across in a development here. It was substantial damage to the dwelling itself. It was a family of 8 with 1 on the way, so it was family of 9. It was in the middle of the night. The smoke alarms alerted them. They were able to safely exit the house. 2 officers from the police department, Officer Carnes, Officer Rodriguez, arrived on scene, had heavy smoke coming. It was a basement fire. They exited the people from the house, made sure they were safe. They went inside and rescued 2 dogs for the family. Also, Officer Carnes, who was also chief of Rocky Run Fire Company. I was first on the scene for the fire company. He gave me information of location of the fire, an exterior location for the basement, also that all the people were out of the house, and any prominent other information was relayed to me. So I'd like to thank them for their service for assisting with the neighbors and also with our size up of the properties and stuff like that. So other than that, everybody be safe, and hopefully this weather will start changing for us.
Thank you, Brett. Okay, I'm going to go back to police for just a moment. Supervisor Derhanessian.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the final payment to EF Johnson in the amount of $14,097.98 for the purchase of police radios.
I second. Motion made by Supervisor Derhanessian and seconded by myself. Is there any discussion on this item?
Have we gotten we've gotten all of them at this point, or?
We have not. All the radios have been shipped and received to the Delaware County Emergency Services, where they will be programmed
That's right.
prior to coming to us.
Okay.
The payment that you just approved is for the portable radios, and the car radios was the initial payment
Last month.
that was approved last month.
So this is it, unless we have to install anything in the vehicles.
This is it. We will also install them in the vehicles. I am making arrangements and getting some kind of quote together for that. Unfortunately, they won't. These radios are so new that nobody knows what sizes they are. Nobody knows the bracket sizes. They are going to fit into our police consoles, obviously, but there's different size brackets so that the radio doesn't fall into the console. And there are 2 different styles of radios that were purchased. So we are getting, the county's a little slow releasing the information on what actually we're slowly getting.
Sorry. Is it required?
Yes.
Radios, and how many did you buy?
Yes, the police radios are required so that we can communicate.
No,
The emergency.
that was obvious. I meant, updating and.
Yes, the county is doing away with the frequency that we are currently on and switching to a 700 megahertz frequency, which has, this one is being hacked and has a lot of, issues. Like this morning when there was a fog out this morning, radio communications actually went down, which means the police cars couldn't talk to the dispatcher can't talk to the police cars.
So, yeah, and that's obviously a critical issue.
You guys don't know what they look like?
There's a couple different styles, and most of the consoles that are in our cars, because we only buy a car every year or two, they're different makes and models of the consoles that are in the cars. So there's some that are from, as you know, Jado desk. Well, Jado desk, you have to know which radio you're putting into that car that goes into the Jado desk. Whereas this one might be from Havas Company. Havas has different numbers and you have to get different brackets and different things for the console.
You guys don't have them all.
It's, well, I'm
You searched it all before you.
yes, but unfortunately, we don't have the radios yet. Everybody, every time you want to see it, they say, well, show us the radio. Well, like, well, when you get the radio, show us the radio, and then we'll take which one.
Thank you. Yeah, and I just a reminder, if there's a public comment, if we could just come up to the podium and, that's okay. Provide your name and address.
Address. Can we get your name and address, please?
Constance Burr, 3313 Gold Road.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I didn't want to cut that short if there's other dialogue.
No, that's fine.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. I believe we have a motion and a second on the table. Any other discussion from the board on this? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. On to EMS.
Thank you. There are no events or major injury or property damage reported. Our EMS coordinator has been working on updating the emergency operations plan, which is due to be revised in early 2026. And then also assisted with the Independence Day fireworks, where he reported both parking lots filled up completely and no incidents were reported. That concludes the emergency management report. You know what? I skipped the EMS report, sorry, it's out of order there. EMS report, there were 38 total EMS calls in Bethel. 24 of them were ALS and 14 of them were BLS. Moving right on to the facilities and maintenance, the highway report. Crews completed 36 storm drain repairs, set up and helped with the township fireworks. Started several developments, repairing and straightening signs. Repaired and replaced piping for the storm drain system in Chartwell, serviced and cleaned mowers, fueled all equipment in readiness of storms, cleaned out several storm drains on Lumen Circle that were blocked with large debris, and several trees that came down during storms, cleaned out a culvert on Kirk Road that was from a case of illegal dumping, serviced the police unit, and serviced 2 highway trucks. Along with the highway report, we have a motion to authorize Charles A. Higgins and Sons to install a generator cabinet with a cord at the intersection of Falk and Namens Creek Road at a cost not to exceed $1,500. This is in the event that we lose power. Oftentimes, the crews go out and they set up temporary stop signs. Well, if it's windy, stop signs blow over. So if they have this generator cabinet, they can hook up a generator and the lights flash. And we don't have to worry about having to continually maintain stop signs. There already is one at Zebley Road, right, Brett?
Yes.
Yeah, so this will, the main intersection, Falk and Namens will have one too.
Road as well.
Powell Road as well.
Okay, motion made, and I will second. Motion made by Supervisor Iacono, seconded by myself. Any discussion from the board on this? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
All right, and then the buildings and grounds report for July, crews installed a new AC unit in the EMS office, repaired a hole in the roof in the Myers building, cleaned up the shop area, replaced air filters throughout the buildings, trimmed bushes around the buildings and cut grass, and worked with the service techs to restore the phone and internet in the administrative offices, which we've been continuously battling after storms. That concludes the emergency or the buildings and grounds report.
Thank you. On to the board reports. First off is Parks and Recreation. The Parks and Rec team is still underway with finalizing contracts and certificates of insurance for vendors and suppliers for the corn boil. Doing all of that event preparation, both for that and for movie night, which is going to be September 13th, getting that vendor lined up because I don't believe they have another meeting after the next one prior to the movie night. Some of the feedback that they had received from the fireworks event that happened in July, it looked like there was a bigger effort to keep folks safe as they were parking their vehicles, but there was some issues with volunteers dealing with a group of kids who were kind of biking recklessly through the event. So that's something we're going to work with public safety on for the next event, making sure there's a little bit better accessibility for folks to talk in case there's people doing things they shouldn't. And the composting class was held on July 21st. There's about a half dozen residents there, and it was held at this meeting place to talk about backyard composting. And the Parks and Rec Board is looking to do more low cost training exercises for rainwater collection and things like that throughout this year and next. I think that concludes what's on the formal report. There are a couple items on the agenda. The first one is a resolution 2025-27, which is a resolution of Bethel Township, Delaware County, PA, amending the township's budget to increase the Parks and Recreation donations income line and the Parks and Recreation events fireworks expense line by $1,500 each. There was a spend for fireworks in excess of the budgeted amount. And this resolution is to transfer money from the donations that they collected from vendors to pay for the overage. So I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2025-27, authorizing a budgetary amendment to increase the income amount, income in account 367.001 and expense account 454.009 by $1,500 each.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Supervisor Derhinessian. Is there any discussion from the board?
I have a quick question. The fireworks, do we have another payment deposit for next year's fireworks due this year, right?
Yes.
At the end of the
Does
year.
this encompass that, or are we gonna have to do another budgetary adjustment at that point?
There's still $5,000 that's remaining in that budget line should cover the 2026 reservation for the July 3rd fireworks.
I think it's-
July 15th date.
I think it's 5,000 is what that is. This is essentially the exact amount.
I understand, but what I'm saying is if we have to do budgetary adjustments for expenses, I just want to make sure we're not.
We won't need to do another
Yeah.
one.
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The money remaining in the fireworks budget is to pay for the
Okay.
advance for next year. Any other comments from the board? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. The next item is an authorization. I actually didn't, let me see this. It's an authorization to purchase a replacement fountain for John Atkinson Park. It's my understanding that the fountain that circulates and tries to keep the algae down, that has been ineffective, and so this is the
It's
replacement
not
cost.
working. It's just not
Yeah,
working.
oh, it's just outright, not even intermittent, it's just not working.
It was intermittent and then it's not working.
Yep, so, correct. So within the packet, there's information on the vendor and the quote supply to do the replacement pump. The intent is to try to get the pump in as quick as possible and get the fountain up again. So I'd like to make a motion for the authorization to purchase a replacement fountain for John Atkinson Park at a cost not to exceed $4,000.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made and seconded by Supervisor Iacono. Is there discussion from the board on this?
Just for clarification, that original fountain was purchased in 2019.
And the current one has a 3-year warranty, it looks like. If we were to move
Limited
forward.
3-year on certain things.
Limited.
Limited.
Does say limited, correct. Any other discussion from the board on this? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item 3, C, was to identify the designation of where the funds would come from to pay for this pump for the replacement fountain. And we're going to table that motion to a future meeting. I think there's other avenues within the Parks and Rec budget that might be better suited for this. So we're going to take a month, revise this and bring it up at next month's meeting. And that, I believe,
From the table and all
I think as
that.
long as you don't have a motion to act, we'll just reflect it in the minutes as no action and you don't go to the motion.
thank you. On to zoning hearing.
Thank you. The zoning hearing board had two items on July's agenda. The first 2025-08 was a variance request for a side yard, front yard addition on a corner lot. And it was granted. The second 2025-09 was a side yard variance request to extend an existing deck and construct a new patio. And this was continued to the board's August meeting. At that time, the board will also be considering the following variance requests: 2025-10 application. The applicants are seeking relief from section 805.1.g and are requesting a rear yard setback of 12 feet in lieu of the required 30 feet in order to allow a newly installed hot tub and patio to remain. And the property is zoned R3 residential. And that was respectfully submitted by Gary Lanahan, who is here. Anything to add?
Yeah, that covered. Thanks.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. On to planning commission.
There was no planning commission meeting this month. I'm not sure if we'll have one next month. Lou, anything you want to add?
No, probably will not have one because of the 30-day requirement to submit any application prior to a meeting. So we have a few pending sketches.
Right.
Other items that we're waiting for preliminary submission, but that has not happened yet.
Sounds good. That concludes planning commission report.
Thank you. On to the sewer authority.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Bethel Sewer Authority met on August 7th. They reviewed some ongoing projects, their Powell Road Pump Station upgrade. They also received a grant to install or replace 4 new generators. They're also working on a project on 1731 Garner Mine Road. The rest was pretty administrative. Ms. Vance, anything additional? No. That's all I have.
Thank you. On to education.
Thank you. As many of you know, for the Garnet Valley School District, the Garnet Valley High School had a major flooding incident in early July. They experienced significant water damage caused by a storm. As of July 24th, this is where things stand. Temporary electrical systems have been installed and are operational. The district is working with engineers to move critical infrastructure above grade to prevent future flood risk. The auditorium stage and pit sustained water damage. New flooring and wall repairs will begin soon. Most of the seating was salvaged. Preventative work is ongoing. New drainage controls, protective framing, sediment barriers, and re-elevated equipment are being added. And none of the current work is expected to impact the start of the school year. However, some areas of the building will be cordoned off during the fall to allow for continued repairs and facility upgrades. And then I'm gonna get over to our junior supervisor for her report.
All right, so starting this presentation off, there wasn't a lot in July, so I didn't really give much of a July update, so I'm just focusing mostly on August. So a lot of senior stuff is starting to happen, specifically for me. Senior portraits were during this week. And then the senior sunrise and paint the shack will be August 21st. The Common App has opened, so anyone applying to colleges, that is a resource a lot of people need to start working on. And then the graduation date was set for June 11th at 11 a.m. In general, high school orientation, actually both the high school orientation and the middle school transition camp are on August 13th. So that includes like incoming 6th graders, 9th graders, and any transfer students. And overall for school, obviously it starts August 25th, as mentioned before. Fall sports started this Monday, August 11th. Instead of back to school night for K through 8, they're doing a family information night, and that will be August 20th. And then for Garnet Valley High School, they will do a back to school night on August 27th. An update with Pennington. Demolition is complete. Stormwater and site infrastructure are underway. Athletic field construction will be finished by mid-November for expanded facilities in 2026. Interior and exterior renovations will continue through 2025 through 26, with major completion by mid of 26. Final site work and storage building are scheduled for early 2027. And Steph Darren just gave the flood update, so we don't need to worry about that. And that's all I have for you guys. Oh, actually, I lied. I forgot to put it in the presentation, but the corn boil, I was gonna share some information about that. So that is coming up August 24th. And it started actually in the 1960s off of Zebley Road. And they originally went and just picked out corn and like it was a community event that way. And as the community has grown, they moved locations and it turned into what it is now with all of the like food and events and things to do just to share with the community. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you. On to the Rachel Cole Library.
Thank you. So Rachel Cole Library also had some storm damage from July's heavy rain and storms. It has affected their roof stability. They've added some temporary patches and are waiting for the Keystone Grant application to open to pursue a full replacement. They are also coming up on save the date for their annual fundraising dinner on September 16th. That'll be at the Crown. You can go and all the 40% of their funding comes from private and community donations. So that would really be helpful if you went to that. And then I was going to say some additional library services that we don't necessarily talk about too much. They have available small meeting room, which is available for tutoring, studying, small gatherings. They have community room rentals for individuals, nonprofits, and businesses. They have at-home delivery service, and they also have interlibrary loan if you need something from outside of Delaware County libraries. They also have Libby and Canopy to get ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, movies, and more. And all of this can be found on their website and their social media. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Addison, the manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Evening, everybody. The township office has been actively engaged in preparation for the 2026 budget. Meetings with department heads are currently underway to ensure a thorough and responsible budgeting process for the upcoming fiscal year. In addition, the office staff has been collaborating with both the highway department and the police department in coordinating this year's annual corn boil event. Our website has seen recent improvements. The township news section has been updated and efforts are underway to integrate additional calendars into the meetings and events. And the purpose of that is to improve public access and transparency. One of the calendars will be for the Myers Room for HOAs that are requesting it. And the other one should be for permits for the fields for baseball and other sporting events. We're also enhancing the functionality of the 311 ticketing management system by introducing new ticket types and categories to better address residents' needs. And lastly, we are pleased to report that the trash recycling program is operating more efficiently with continued improvements anticipated in months ahead. And that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Addison. I'm sorry, did I see a hand raised over here? I don't know if I did or not. Is there a question by anybody? Okay. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to old business. This relates to ordinance 243, which is an open burning ordinance. We had submitted that initially for some discussion, what'd you say, several months ago?
I would say at least several months ago here.
July.
Yeah.
Last year.
Okay. To be exact.
12 months ago.
Yes. There was some comment on it, some improvements, and now we're looking to advertise. So I'd like to make a motion for the authorization to advertise ordinance 243, regulating open burning in the township. And I'll read it.
About backyard burning, over the fence, burning up my tree. And smelling up the whole area. And when you want to sit out on your patio, you have to make sure your windows are down, should you decide to leave your home.
Why don't we let the motion get on the table and then have discussion, just so we don't get lost in the process.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thanks. I'll read the ordinance here. Ordinance 243 is an ordinance of Bethel Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, regulating open burning in the township, prohibiting burning of certain materials on certain dates, establishing regulations for open burning, authorizing temporary burning bans, establishing penalties for violations, and repealing all inconsistencies. So motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
seconded by Supervisor Derhinessian. Is there a discussion from the board on this authorization?
I think maybe just a clarity for the audience so they know the procedure. So the ordinance will get posted, once it goes out for advertisement, it'll get posted online for everybody to review. And then there'll be another meeting where there could be some public comment, additional public comment if you don't have any tonight, and then adoption of the ordinance.
And
Next question.
yes.
Can I try?
Could you please come to, thank you.
I didn't like to be in the limelight.
We're gonna zoom in on you now.
Oh, thanks.
Here we go.
That's what I need. I just have a real simple question. So the ordinance to have the fires, open fires. What are we allowed to burn? Are we allowed to burn like materials that someone brings in from business?
No.
Okay, how do we handle that? When they do?
We call 911.
So I can call 911 because I'm two yards over from.
We gotta get this.
I just say it. I just want to make sure. And while I'm up and I'm going to complain a little bit, a pink fence, really? My version of looking at my backyard is that eyesore of a pink fence. I know they have the right to do it, but it's just morally. And for our businesses and our homes around, the values, they're devaluing because of this. And the foul language on it. I'm just really pissed, sorry, but that's my statement. I just want to put it out there.
Thank you. Mr. McDaniels, yes.
James McDaniel, 1415 Sudbury Road. East. I don't have a paper copy of that. It's on my phone. I don't know how well I can read it. The 12 times a year, who's the record keeper? It says you can burn 12 times a year. Who's the record keeper?
My understanding, it's the township, when they submit the permit, you're submitting the dates that
You're telling them 12 times, but who's keeping track?
like, I believe it's going to be the township office. I think when you submit for the permit, you submit the dates.
All right,
that
guy backing me, who's going to watch? Did he done burn 14 times?
I suspect we'll get a call.
Pardon?
I suspect we'll get a call. if he burns
I mean,
15 times.
it's a hole in that thing. I mean, I've read a lot of union contracts over the years. This thing's got a hole in it. It's unlimited. There's nobody going to keep track of how many times somebody burns.
I think it's the same policing for all of our ordinances. If someone's violating it, then they get reported.
So if somebody in the neighborhood burns on Monday and I call to have it documented they burned on Monday, that covers everything. So if they burn another 13 times, they're over the limit. I don't understand how you're going to keep track of the limit. Is this so people can still keep right on burning?
That's not the intent.
Well, it is. That's a hole, and I call it a contract. I don't know what you want to call it. It's no good. You're not limited how many times somebody can burn. If you say you just burn one Saturday a month, okay, that's limited. This thing, they can burn 26 times. And also, if they start burning 11 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, who do I call?
This would be the police. Yeah.
Please. I'll give you an example. The other day, I come over to pay the sewer bill. I stopped on Falk Road to talk to a friend of mine. We were talking about retirement. I can't believe it. In August, I've been retired 6 years. God flying. We're out in his front yard talking. Nice breezy sunny day. Conversation stopped. I got to go close my house up. They was burning. And this guy is a frequent burner. And I hope somebody's got the guts to stand up to this guy and others in the township to document and fine him. But there's no way to know that he was burning that day because it's unlimited. That 12 undocumented occurrences is an open ticket. It's an open ticket. I'm telling you, it's an open ticket. And you're going to go ahead and pass it anyway? How do you control how many times somebody burns? It's unlimited, right?
Calling in when these people are burning. You're the one that's the problem, correct?
Right.
So what do you do?
All right, so you're going to call, if the guy's within the 12 limit, he's okay. Who's going to keep track of that? Concord Township, if I remember right, in other townships, it's 1 day a month. It's easy.
Well, I will say, the process of where we're at now is it'll be published, it'll be on our website, and there'll be comment. And so this doesn't get adopted until that sequence happens, and we factor in, if I understand correctly, public comment.
And I think even what's on our website has been updated a little bit, correct? Because that was the
So
open discussion we had.
we discussed this July of last year. I sent it to Brett, that hadn't been done yet. I recirculated it to the board, and here we sit. And given you make a point that we should probably take a look at, and consider and see how we're gonna police this.
I mean, you're advertising something and you don't have all the bugs out of it or gimmicks out of it yet, other than that's the way you want to promote it. So it gives these freaking burners still leeway to keep right on burning.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point of having public comment on something, right?
Yeah, but I'm not running the township. I mean,
Generally, the public isn't running the township.
yeah, but I mean,
That's why.
whoever drew this up, and
Well,
I can't believe you put 12 times in there and you can't document how many times 12 is.
I guess
Or maybe you can. Maybe there's a procedure you can. Maybe.
No, I don't think there is.
Marshal out and document.
I guess I would say, and again, this holds true for a lot of ordinances, that there's clear direction and then somebody violates it. And generally it has
Yeah,
to,
that's easy.
generally it has to get reported.
Somebody puts a foundation in without a permit, you can see that. You can see that.
So, yeah, right. And I mean, let's say if it's one Saturday a month and somebody is burning on a Tuesday, it still has to be reported.
Yeah, but if the guy burns 18 times in a year, how do you document when he went over the limit of 12?
Right. And again,
Right.
I understand the permit that you have to submit the dates that you want to burn. That's what
Every time?
when you
every
submit your
time?
permit, yes.
I don't know that that's realistic either, because people aren't gonna know. They're just gonna burn whenever they have the stuff to burn.
And you're burning rubber and tires and.
Well, that's always prohibited, but sure. But yes,
So
it
I
should
think-
be. Yeah.
I think maybe we need to just think about it a little bit more. Maybe
You
it's-
have to tell
it's
me,
worth a 1 day a month.
you gotta tell me how you're going to control how many times somebody burns.
Okay.
You give a day or a week and it's once a month, I agree with that, once a month.
Yeah, but there's no way you can control that.
Well, I mean.
Well, yeah, it is, because if it's the first Saturday of the month.
All right,
and
that's
somebody's
good.
burning on
That's good.
Tuesday, you can call the police and the police can go out and.
That's perfect. But to say somebody can burn 12 times, there's no way of knowing if
I
he
mean, 12
doesn't.
days a year really is once a month when you think about it.
Most ordinances are that way.
Maybe a once a month option, and then we don't have to worry about our phones getting inundated. with the
That
public
guy
calling
on
every
Clark
time.
Road that was burning that day, I don't know what day that was.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jimmy and I recall.
Yeah. That was, all right, we'll say if the ordinance was in place, that was one time. But there's no documentation of that. So next week, if he does it 2 or 3 times, that's 3 times. But there's no documentation. Documentation in this world is everything. You don't have the documentation. You're saying 12, but you can't keep track of it.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, and honestly, this is why public comment is important.
Yeah, but it shouldn't,
Listening.
something this stupid shouldn't come down to my level. It shouldn't come down to my level.
Jimmy, you always give us common sense. We appreciate that.
Well,
I'm being dead serious. It's good that you come and give common sense, because sometimes.
well, let me tell you, when I made the comment on March 13th, you and the other gentleman weren't included in that. Because this is stupid. This is stupid.
But I think we're listening. I think, maybe we'll make some adjustments.
Would that be in building, the materials that we burn or allowed to burn?
Well, that's in here.
And the other thing, the other big thing is the chief can say the police are going to do it 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, but the rank and file under him, sometimes they have an attitude. And probably because they got more important things to do when somebody's burning. Because, it's always more or less the same people doing the burning all the time. So I really hope the $1,000 that it actually grows. Next, like second offense, 2,000, next offense, 3,000.
We're capped. by,
Capped?
Second class.
All right, well, even 1,000 should,
Could be.
you would think it'd be enough, but
If you're doing it more than once and you're paying $1,000 each time,
But
then.
the 12 times, it's got to go away. It don't work. Unless you explain to me how you're going to keep track of that. Like the guy on Falk Road, all right, if that ordinance was in place the other day, that's one. Who's counting? Where do you put it? Over here on the wall?
Do you have, is there other comments?
No,
Products.
that's it, I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any-
Chairman, can I just say, I'm gonna try to get the mic over for Mrs. Connors. She has some comment and she has a little knee injury.
It'll probably pick her up if she talks
Oh,
about it.
George.
Don't think these were removable.
That's not Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I think it becomes an
They do
unattached.
come out, but they just don't work if you take.
Yeah, you're
them out.
good.
Alright. Respectively, the board members. Linda Connor, 3317 Falk Road. Alright, just gonna give you a little bit of information. We've had 5 houses. 2 days ago, we heard one more house that's going up for sale September. Because of the neighborhood, the pink fence, the smoky fires, when the guy beside the bus burns, it goes right over his patio, right over his deck. It's not just us, there's people on the other side of Falk Road that are dealing with it as well. People are moving out, our home values are going down. The motorcycles, George. The fires, sir. When is that anything gonna take effect? Last year, July, it was brought up, it was tabled. Okay, maybe next month. I don't think it was. I mean, when do we expect to see something done? Can we just kick them out of the neighborhood? Okay.
So,
Pick their house, pick their pool, put the 2 garages and throw them over in Concord Township.
if I may, and I could be
Yeah,
misspeaking.
No, I think Mike can talk.
Oh, I'm
No,
gonna,
I think that might.
You're not so.
I think, Linda, the Constitution's gonna prevent us from picking them up and moving them to Congress.
yeah,
It gets in the way of a lot of things we'd rather do, but.
You wouldn't have to deal with all
But-
of this.
but timing wise, generally speaking, if we authorize today, and we have a public comment window.
Next month would be public comment.
So let's drill down on this a little bit, because Jim raised an issue. I think we can address that issue now if you desire before we advertise. So we could still get this advertised for next month and hopefully have it, ready for adoption by then.
So it would be adopted next month pending any other changes that are
So
brought
would
up.
booklet be sent out like it was 6 years ago that you gave them a booklet?
Yeah, it'll get posted online.
No, forget the
Well,
online.
some people in
Don't know
our
what you
township
got.
are older, but.
Well, they can come request a copy,
Somebody
yeah.
else do it for them.
What happened to the little blue booklets that went out on all the rules and regulations? Are they just homework sheets?
I think it's digitized now, or you don't want to talk to me, I understand that.
I think that was more than 6 years ago, probably, because I don't remember their booklets and I've been here since 2012. But that doesn't mean that they didn't do it, you know, they don't talk to me about everything. So, look, if there's someone who's a particular problem, I would discuss with the board whether we want to hand deliver a copy of this ordinance to that person. Particularly if it's
Petition sign, maybe?
particularly if it's someone who our fire department has, or our police have had to make repeat calls to on this issue.
I think that's a good idea.
Can I ask you a question? How about if we get a petition sign for the person, with the apple?
I don't think you need one.
You don't think we need it?
No, I don't think you need it.
Okay, all right.
Is there any other comments from the public?
Joe Connor, 3317 Park Road. It's like a cancer. It's starting to drag the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you know that's how it starts. Because everybody else starts giving up.
Or they just moved 2 houses down from us. He just gave up. He said, I can't deal with this. He's moving to South Carolina.
Well, he called the person out, apparently. Here,
What good does it do to call that person out?
it doesn't do anything, but you have the address, they have the address, the world has the address of who this person is. I mean, I live it every day next door to you, because of those people.
Is there any other comment from the public? Okay, we have a motion and a second on the table. Any other discussion from the board?
Do we want to make any changes to that?
Well, I think he'll make the changes and circulate it again before he advertises it, right?
I think if the consensus is that we're going to go to, say, second Saturday or whatever the heck it might be. I'd just like to hear that consensus so I know to make the change and
Could I
get
make
it
one more
out.
comment? What would be the difference between open burning and somebody wanting to have, you know?
A fire pit.
They've got an exemption for fire pits and grills and those sorts of
Where
things.
the line is what's considered just open burning. You're not,
Yeah.
this isn't, you know, so
It's
the
not
kids,
sports,
wanna
yeah.
have- we're talking about burning hard for hours. You know, I know what it says. You're not to burn anything on the property, as long as it's not leaves or anything like that. But how can you burn a 1 acre lot? How can you burn for hours? Heavy. I'm talking about 8-foot flames.
Up over.
Up over a 6-foot fence. The flames are above that, and he can burn hard for hours. You cannot produce that much burning material on a 1 acre property.
Understood. So let me make a suggestion on procedure. I'm gonna make a couple updates based on the comments this evening. I'll circulate it to the board. I'll poll the board if that's the version that you guys want me to advertise. And then we'll get it run.
I'm fine with that.
Me too.
I'm not in the mindset of trying to get the nuance of the schedule done in this meeting.
No, right, I agree. I hear the instruction.
But I, as much as anybody else, I'd like to get this ordinance passed.
Yeah.
With due process.
Is
So
this a question?
please,
All right, so you pick a day once a month, you say it's Saturday. Well, of course, it's storms, you're not gonna burn, those people don't burn, because it's pointless. Will we have to contact the township to say, hey, listen, it's Saturday, I can't burn because it's raining, and that's the one.
There'd probably be a rain provision. If it's not that Saturday, you can burn the next Saturday.
Did you ever smell ashes the next day after a burn for a couple of hours? How bad it smells? That's what we have to deal with.
But anyway, you got what you gotta do, and we'll be here in this.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it.
yep. So
We have a
Did we get it? Yeah. I don't
we have a
think we
motion
did.
and a second.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
On to new business.
All right, I have a motion to ratify payment to Moore Outdoor Rejuvenation, Inc. for emergency storm drain repairs performed on Rotherfield Lane in an amount not to exceed $20,690.21.
I second. Motion made by Supervisor Iacono and seconded by myself. Any discussion from the board on this? From the public? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carried. We already had item B previously, so on to item C.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to authorize escrow release number one, $30,800.95 for the Pak Chung Shing development located at 1731 Garnet Mine Road.
We just confirmed that amount, 37,800.
37, what did I say?
95 I heard 30, but you might have said it right, but.
$37,800.95.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
95,
Could you-
313.
Could you please come to the podium? Thank
I
you.
just have a question. I'm not here every week, well, I mean, every month, so I apologize. What does that mean? Shing.
I think that's the name of
That's
the
the name of the
development.
development.
Person, yeah.
It's the person building the development.
A person.
That's their
Business
name.
Person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
No problem. Motion was made. I will second the motion. So motion made by Supervisor Dare Hennessy and seconded by myself. I don't know if there needs to be discussion from the board on this. Or if Matt has anything that you want to discuss about this.
No, it's a
Escrow
small
release.
development, 3 lots, total of $83,000+ was escrow. This is for 37,000 some change. Remains 45,800 after, if the board does act on it, which is plenty of funds to sufficiently ensure that the quasi-public improvements on that site are installed.
Thank you, Matt. Any other questions from the public? Yes.
I'll give you guys a break for a couple months. I have two questions. My name is Diane Smith and I live at 1602 Wendy Way. I just want some updates. How's the culvert on Woodley Road turning?
Can we hold 1 second and get through this agenda?
Oh, I'm
item?
sorry, you asked
Yeah.
questions.
Just
Yeah,
questions on
this
that
one.
motion?
Sorry.
It's okay, just,
We're all off tonight.
I'm off
Let's
to,
be a full moon.
Yeah.
I think it is actually, there yesterday was.
yes, hang tight for 1 second.
Yeah, don't even go anywhere because you're.
Any other questions regarding the escrow release? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Yes, you want updates on the Goodley Road?
Yeah, I have two questions. One was the Goodley Road, culvert, what's going on with that? Because it did flood a couple weeks ago and people were just driving through and they moved the little orange cones and
So,
what's going on?
so we applied for the grant at the end of last year. Hopefully, they have a meeting scheduled for middle of September to make announcements, so hopefully we'll hear something. Although last year that meeting kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed.
Yeah.
So,
Forever.
and grant application is actually reopened, so we'll have to consider applying again
So
for that.
this is the second time you've applied for the grant,
Well, we've been applying for different ones. I think this, for the Goodley Road, yeah, we've applied for flood mitigation, we've applied for the local share. I think we might have applied for the stormwater. So
We've got 2 outstanding now, don't we?
yeah, we have 3 outstanding right now, so and that's one of them. So, I think we were gonna wait to see. We're also doing budgeting for next year, starting to talk about that. So it's just something for us to kind of consider whether we try to keep pursuing funding or kind of bite the bullet and do it.
And just to, if I might interject, I mean, you've analyzed that culvert, and part of our programming would be, we want to do our best effort of getting grants to cover the cost.
Yes.
And so far, in your expertise, we can hold out another year until the grant comes.
It's not gonna stop the flooding.
Right.
Like, there will still be flooding. We have these high storm events. It may improve the frequency of the flooding for the smaller events, but when we're getting an inch of rain, 2 inches of rain that quickly, there's no guarantee it's gonna stop the flood.
And to answer the chairman's question, the road will continue to flood during extreme events, but in my opinion, the road is not in harm or falling apart or washing downstream over the next couple of years while we pursue these grant opportunities.
I'm just worried about like emergency, vehicles getting through there.
Understood.
That's probably my number one concern with that is that it's getting, it seems like it's just more often, it's just part of the climate, but I am worried about, if someone, in my neighborhood's having a heart attack, they've got to go all the way around. First, they have to go down the road, see it's flooded.
Well, they know when there's closures, the emergency services know, because there's communication between the township emergency services and the highway department during those events. So, we try to get it even posted out on social media so that the residents are aware as well. So they know ahead of time when that road closes. So they shouldn't have to drive down the road and then turn around.
Still, it's dangerous, I think, it's irresponsible that the ambulances cannot get through there.
But like, again, it's not gonna be permanently fixed. There will still be events where that road will flood. You can't change the grade around it enough and raise everything up enough around it to make it work.
Well,
Because we don't own all those properties. So the intent is to raise the road a little bit, but to the confines of all the neighbors and not impacting their.
You do own a lot right there.
Right, but it's not just that lot. There's 3 other lots around it that would be impacted, at least.
All right,
But we haven't forgotten about it, I can tell you that.
right, I'm disappointed to hear that it's gonna continue to flood. I didn't really realize that, and, that's disappointing, because I do think it's, irresponsible of the township.
Well, we hope to make it an improvement in the less intense storms and to rehabilitate the culvert, because it is getting old, so.
How's the preserve coming, Schaefer Road?
Yeah, not a whole lot happening there. PennDOT has been quiet as ever and won't get back to us, so they're kind of holding up the process on our next steps on which permits we need and.
So, well, that's PennDOT, that's the road.
But we can't submit anything else until we kind of know what's happening with the road, because
Why is PennDOT holding up this?
they just won't get back to us. We're calling and emailing,
Because they're PennDOT.
because it's a government agency.
Yeah, if I may, they've had a lot of turnover at PennDOT and they have some staffing issues, so they're just. In this last number of months, it's very difficult to get a forum where you can get some decisions made with PennDOT.
So, just to understand, I guess the permits for
Everything.
Bethel Road, right? You're waiting on PennDOT to address whatever those are.
Well, to let us know.
The project stopped until,
Yeah.
that gets approved, and what exactly are you trying to get approved there?
Well, so we had some conversations with PennDOT about the site distance coming out of the driveway, and they did some speed analysis and our police department did some speed analysis. So we've shared the data and we're just waiting for them to review the data to determine. There's various levels of permitting that could be needed. So we're just waiting for them to determine which permit we would need to apply for. And because potentially we may have to make modifications to Bethel Road, that impacts the disturbance, which could impact the stormwater, so we can't submit any of the stormwater permits until it's all figured out.
On Bethel Road, so, okay, and it sounds like you don't know when it all is gonna.
Well, I think at a certain point, we've been pushing for we've submitted that stuff over a month now, I think. And we've been calling and emailing and nothing, so.
What about the Cooley Road part? That's something to do with Bethel Road.
That's all the same project though. It's all one project, so it's all together. We wouldn't do one piece or another. If you can't get the access from Bethel Road, then, that's the whole driver.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I believe we are on to announcements.
So the annual corn boil is on Sunday, August 24th at Bethel Springs Elementary School. The rain date is August 31st. It's from 4 to 8 p.m. Included in the corn boil this year will be our inaugural National Night Out, where we will be featuring our police, fire, and EMS. There, they'll have tables and some swag, and you can get to know all those people a little bit better. There'll also be food, live music, games, prizes, face painting, and bounce houses. And then in addition, Bethel Township's paper shredding and drug take back event is scheduled for Saturday, September 13th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. behind the Myers Building. And again, that used to go till noon and it does not. So people who show up at 11:30 will be disappointed. And I think that's it.
Stephanie, do we want
Yes.
to talk about the dunk tank thing officially happen or? not?
Hey, you want to talk about the dunk
Sure,
tank?
sure. So as an additional, besides we're doing the, Bethel Night Out with the police, fire, EMS, as additional thing, a fundraiser for the fire department will be a dunk tank. So I know myself and Stephanie, I'm not sure who else volunteered for it, will be in the dunk tank. And all the proceeds, from dunking us will go to the fire department. I believe there's gonna be some other volunteers, so I'm hoping there's no rain date, because on the 31st, I'm not in town. And my two boys and all their friends are very excited to dunk me, so hopefully the 24th goes through. So please come out and, dunk us a lot and raise a lot of money for the fire department. That's all I have.
Yeah, and I guess it's a special thank you to Supervisor D'Agostino and Supervisor Darrenesian and Chief McCarthy and Chief Heacock that really get together. I think, you originally were like, hey, National Night Out's a great event. And it's typically earlier on than our corn boil, but I think having all that together, it's great for the community. So thank you for that. Okay. I was going to ask, is there any other questions from the audience, from the township? Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Supervisor Darrenesian. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.